Well, good morning. I am so glad you're here today. I'm lead pastor Daniel Self. If you are a guest in the house, we are so glad that you are here. And I want to talk to you for just a minute about something we look at every single fall, and it's this Operation Christmas Child. And there's a reason why we as a church pull aside and look at this. Because honestly, Operation Christmas Child is when we pack boxes full of toys and necessities and fun things here, and then we ship it, and they go all over the globe to impoverished villages and tribes and places and schools, orphanages. It is amazing. They will sit there and they will open our boxes with great excitement. And one reason I love these videos, and so many of them, is it shows these children as they sit there and they have their box and they're ready to open it. And it hits me right in the feels because there's two people at our church who, as children, they got a box in their countries, different countries. And one of them, he will go on and he'll tell me, he's a dad now, he's got some kids, and he comes here and he's like, I sat there with the box and I was so excited. They handed him out. You're sitting there holding this box. And he goes, I opened it, and for the first time, I smelled new. I'd never known what new smelled like. He said it was one of the greatest days, and in fact, it just moves me every year. He will come in with a wagon of just like 20 boxes. He goes, this is our first shipment, whatever, and he goes, I know how much it meant. And so me and my kids and my wife, we pack these. You're gonna hear from another one of our church members. Her name's Nubia, and she received one of these. You're gonna hear from her later on in the month about her experience. This is something that we pack and we ship, and it just goes all over the world to impoverished children. It's amazing to watch. It's very simple for us, truly. It's simple for us to pack full of goodies. Like my son, he always chooses a boy his age, and so when we make a big deal of it, we go out to the stores, and Sayla gets a box for a girl her age, and they pack it with what they would want in there. And this year we're gonna do even more. It's so fun, it's so simple on our side, but the results are dynamic. And this is why we do this. We don't just do it because it's a lot of fun. We do it for a much greater reason. But what we do here at the Orchard, we have packed 5,080 boxes in our history. And last year we packed 1,099. And whoever was supposed to bring that last box, I don't know who it is yet. Might have been me, I don't know. We had 1,099 boxes that we sent, stuff from right here in the Roaring Fork Valley that went all over the globe. And I always pull aside for this week of the year to talk just for a few minutes about why we launched this. Because this is a much grander initiative than just sending love around and gifts and toys and things like that. It doesn't just provide a moment of joy to a kid. It goes well beyond that. And it is shown that it can provide for a village, and not only here on earth, but for eternity. In fact, here, I just want to give you some stats. This is why. 23 million children have made a decision to follow Jesus because of this ministry. 23 million children around the globe. Because every time they get a box with the stuff that we pack comes information and teaching about Jesus and who he is. And they get the chance to make a decision. And so our box brings the message of Jesus that will impact eternity. And in my mind, and having read the Bible and seen how things work, when you get to someday in eternity to meet people who as a child opened your box and had an opportunity, it just blows my mind that we get to step into something so much larger than us. Here's the numbers. We send these out, and they send them all over the globe. They collect them at Christmas time, but they're mailed all during the year. And right now, these numbers, they send us these stats that 3 children every minute are choosing to receive Jesus somewhere on the globe because of this ministry. That right now, somewhere is an orphanage, and they have their boxes in their hands. And that means that while I'm preaching, 1 child will receive Jesus every 20 seconds during this. So not only do we send a gift for a child, for their life, for their eternity, but it impacts a village. And you may have heard some of it right there. They've seen that when a child makes a decision, oftentimes that decision impacts 7 to 10 people around them, siblings, other kids at the orphanage, parents, grandparents, whoever it would be. Churches are now launched in places around the world because of these. It's amazing to see how God takes something so simple and does something so dynamic. And beyond that, Operation Christmas Child is working. They have reached they have taken the good news in boxes to 816 unreached people groups with plans to reach another 326. Bottom line, this is the bottom line. We at the Orchard, we have a saying. We keep the main thing the main thing. That's Jesus. And if you've been with us, you know we stick to that. Through no matter what the culture's going through, we stick. The main thing is the main thing. And that's where Operation Christmas Child and us come together. Because they're all about Jesus and sending these out to see amazing impact, indescribable impact. Since 2022, that was the first year I think we had a goal of over 1,000. And each year we've had this big goal. And one thing I love about us as a church is we are audacious. We make a goal, we have hit it. And I always wonder, like, okay, what's the year we're gonna make a goal? And like, well, you know, but I know it's not this year, okay? So our goal is just to get over 1,000. I'd love to see us get over 1,099, so that one extra person, if you're here, this year, do the box, okay? We wanna see, and because it matters, we wanna send these out. We have individuals small groups who do packing parties. We have individuals or families who bring 10 boxes. We have businesses stepping in. Dr. Corey Johnson at Sunlight Dentistry, I was sitting there in his waiting room, and they had boxes there available. It said, take one, with a little explanation. Just if you're there, you can step into it at their business. Again, many different families stepping in many different ways. And we have a gentleman at this church who, he's 90. And for years, for decades, this was part of his life. He would always pack and buy and pack the boxes himself. And he finally got to the point where he's like, I can't go out. I can't go buy it. I can't pack it. And so he told his daughter, here's $500. Go online and see if you can send them. And here's the good news. And he did. Is we have a way to send them online. You pick it and you pack it online and they ship it. And so you go to the Orchard Goal page, you click on those things, it sends it out. And in fact, Lytel Electric, Gary, one of our elders, and his wife, Amanda, they have packed hundreds of boxes this way, sending them through the online. And so we've tried to make a way for everyone to get involved, from one box and a kid to multiple boxes and businesses, however it is. And here's something that's really cool, is they want us to personalize them this year. Put a picture of yourself and your family, put your address, put your email in there. And I was like, email? What are we doing? And here's what's crazy, is some of these places, they don't have water that's fresh. They don't have running water, they don't have electricity. But at the orphanage or at the school they go to, they will have a way to access email. And people have been in communication, like, I got your box. And it meant so much to me. And now they're pen paling with this child, maybe in Ecuador, about all these things. It's amazing. You can track your box around the globe. It's a great opportunity. And I want us as the Orchard to step into this. Is our goal big? Yes, but it's also intentional. I don't want us to pack in bulk. Don't just throw stuff in there. I want you to pack it with blessing. I want you to think through what this young boy or this young girl would want. I want you to take some time and pray over it, because this is a big moment. And we're gonna bring them in. We are the regional collection center, so you're gonna see a ton out there in the lobby. We wanna show children around the world what new smells like, but also that they would have a chance to new life and eternal life. We do this because of what Jesus does. Now, Orchard, we've always stepped into these challenges, and this year, let's do it again. Let's step into this, take some boxes. There's only this many on the chairs, but there's a ton more in the lobby. You can go online, do what you need to do. We're gonna be here for a month packing these things and bringing them back in. You'll hear a lot more, but I wanna launch this and remind you, it's not so much about the gifts. That's the fun part. It's simple for us, but it's dynamic for them. And there's a reason we do this. There's a reason why I talk about this, the reason we pull aside, and it's this easy. It is that people matter to God. And if people matter to God, they matter to us, don't they? We are to be the kind of church that reaches out beyond our borders. We want to be the kind of church that reaches out beyond this building and sees our region, but also well beyond us. We spread the good news. And it represents a large part of our church. We're a sending church. We have 13 churches in Vanuatu. We have in Nepal and in Africa. And we are all in on sending the good news wherever we can. And so, Orchard, I'm gonna see our boxes go far and wide and communicate our heart. And our heart is this. We wanna make Jesus famous. We want him famous in this region. We also want people to know him in places we won't go. I don't know if you know this. I'm not gonna preach in 170 different countries that our boxes go to. And if we all in our lifetime all went out on mission trips, we likely wouldn't go to all 170 countries. There are gonna be people who receive our boxes on places that no one from this church will ever set foot. But it's a way for us to send love and the gospel. We are willing to sacrifice on our side on behalf of people who are far from God.